everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my second half of my top 20 favorite characters from the Star Wars franchise. A few days ago I did part 1, which was numbers 20 to 11, so this is pretty much just going to be my top 10 favorite characters, and everything. So if you haven't watched part 2, if you're interested in seeing what characters made that list, be sure to check it out. I'll try, if I remember, I'll try to put a link in the description box, and everything, so you can check that out, because I know there's going to be characters that aren't on this list that are on the other list, so if there's ones that you are wondering where I would rank them or whatever, you can watch that list, and most of them will probably be on there. So starting out at number 10 is Qui-Gon Jinn. I know he was only in The Phantom Menace. He didn't really have a lot to do and everything, but he's one of my favorite characters in the franchise. Liam Neeson just does a really great job playing him. He kicks a lot of butt, and he's just really a cool character. He's the one that found Anakin and everything. I liked how he was going to train him whether the Jedi Council wanted him to or not. I really liked that about him, and he made Obi-Wan promise him that he would train him and everything, because he's like, this kid's going to be the one to bring balance to the Force and everything, and he's just a really likable character. I hated that he died, and everything, and that big epic lightsaber fight scene between him, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan is just so awesome. One of the best lightsaber fight scenes in the whole thing, and I just really like Qui-Gon Jinn. So he's number 10, and number 9 is Rey from the sequel trilogy. There was a big twist with her parentage and stuff in Rise of Skywalker that I don't want to talk about, so I'm not gonna go into spoilers or anything about that. But I really do like Rey, and everything. I really liked her a lot in The Force Awakens and everything. Daisy Ridley was pretty good as her in that one. Her acting wasn't extremely strong yet, but it got a lot better as the movies progressed, and she was really great in The Last Jedi, and especially The Rise of Skywalker. It was easily one of her best performances, and I just really like the character, though. She's interesting and likable and everything. I know a lot of people said that she was a Mary Sue because she was so good at doing everything, and she was so powerful with the Force and everything, but when you see The Rise of Skywalker and find out more of her backstory and stuff, everything comes together and it makes sense, and she's not really overpowered and everything because of what happens in the movie. It clicked with me, because I'll admit I thought she was a Mary Sue at first, and it didn't really bother me like it did a lot of people and everything, but yeah, I really enjoyed her character, though. I love the theme. I think Rey's theme from the sequel trilogy is probably my favorite theme of all the characters in the sequel trilogy and everything. I also like Kylo Ren's theme too, but I really liked hers a lot, and it kind of had the magical feeling to it. Everything. It kind of reminded me a little bit of John Williams' work on Harry Potter for some reason, but I just really loved his score for her and everything. So, but yeah, so Rey is number 9, and number 8 is Ben Solo, also known as Kylo Ren. He's easily my favorite character of the sequel trilogy. And yes, at first I did not like him. I actually hated him a lot when the movie first came out because of him killing Han Solo. And then in the second movie, you kind of somewhat see why he did it and everything. I like that they kind of made it like part of the reason why he went to the dark side is because his parents betrayed him. He felt betrayed and everything because they just left him with Luke and everything. I kind of like that about it. I think it's kind of cool and everything. And then in Rise of Skywalker, he gets a really, really good arc and everything in that. And I love the stuff that they did with him, except for a little bit at the end of it. But like I said, I'm not going to go into spoilers with that. There was one thing at the end of it that I absolutely loved, and then there was another thing about it that I didn't like. And whenever I rewatch it and I do a spoiler review or whatever, I'll talk more about that. But Kylo Ren is just a really cool character. I think he's kind of what Anakin should have been in the prequels. Like, the entire trilogy, you could tell that he's fighting really hard not to go back to the light and everything. He's really struggling with the dark side and everything, and it was a really good character and everything, really good complex villain, and one of the best villains in the Star Wars saga. So Kylo Ren is number 8, and number 7 is Palpatine, also known as Darth Sidious, or the Emperor. He's one of those villains. It's just, he's really, really not a very likable character, but Ian McDiarmid plays him so well and everything, and he's like fun to watch. I mean, even though I don't really like the character because of the way he is and everything, I mean, you're not really supposed to like bad guys anyway. I still think he was really awesome and everything, and I love like how intimidating he is. And in the original trilogy, he doesn't really do anything except just sit in the chair and invoke Luke to kill his father and join him, or kill him, or do anything to turn him to the dark side and everything. I just love that, like, he's really intimidating, although he doesn't really do a whole lot in here, and I thought that was really cool. And of course he has a much bigger part in the prequels and everything. I loved getting to see him go from Senator Palpatine to Darth Sidious, and seeing like how powerful and stuff he is in the prequel trilogy and everything, and it's still really awesome and everything. And some of his fight scenes are pretty good, but he's really weird with the way he fights. Like, the choreography and stuff for Palpatine is really weird, but I still enjoy it and everything, especially the big fight scene between him and Mace Windu right before Mace Windu gets killed or whatever. But so Palpatine is number 7, and number 6 is Yoda. He was one of my first favorite characters from Star Wars, because when I was a baby, my mom and aunt used to say that I looked like Yoda as a baby, because they said that I had the pointy ears and bald, wrinkled head and everything. And when I was growing up as a kid, I loved Yoda because of that, and I had like all kinds of Yoda toys and stuff and everything. I loved him in Empire Strikes Back, and especially the prequels. I thought it was really awesome getting to see Yoda fighting in Episode 2 and everything. Nowadays, when I rewatch it, I don't enjoy it as much. It goes by way too fast, and the CGI and stuff has not aged very well, but I still do like Yoda a lot and everything. So he's number 6, and number 5 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, for him, I'd have to say my favorite version of him is from the prequels. I like Ewan McGregor a lot better than Sir Alec Guinness, and I'm sure that's going to make a lot of people butthurt, so sorry about that, but it's just my opinion. I don't hate Alec Guinness. I think he was good enough in everything in the original trilogy, but I just absolutely love Ewan McGregor. One of the things about it for me is Ewan McGregor really loved playing Obi-Wan, and he just, you could tell that he had a lot of fun doing it and everything, where Alec Guinness has said multiple times that he didn't like playing him and everything. And he doesn't really show in the work or anything, because I mean, he's fine in all the scenes he's in, but I just like Obi-Wan in the prequels more. I like his personality better and everything. I think as the main reason why. I think Ewan McGregor was just a better choice and everything. I like the younger version of Obi-Wan better. Of course, also we get all kinds of awesome memes from the younger Obi-Wan too. That's another reason why I think I like him. Plus, his performance in Revenge of the Sith, especially at the end after the big fight with Anakin and stuff, like his emotional scenes were really, really good and everything. So Obi-Wan is number 5, and number 4 is Han Solo. I really do like Han a lot. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. Harrison Ford is just absolutely perfect as him and everything. I loved him in all of the movies the character in all of the movies that he was in, from the original trilogy and Force Awakens and Solo. I liked him in all. I liked the character in all of those, and I think Alden Ehrenreich did a decent job as Han in Solo, but personally, Harrison Ford will always be my favorite. But I mean, nobody can play Han Solo like Harrison Ford, so I mean, I don't really want to hate on Alden Ehrenreich, because he actually did do a lot better than I expected and everything, especially with the mannerisms and stuff. And I really like his character, though. He's just a really likable character. I love his arc, especially in episode 4, when he almost gives up on everybody and goes to save himself from Jabba the Hutt, and ends up coming back and helping destroy the Death Star. That was awesome, and just a really good movie character. He's a really likable character and everything. He's a tough guy, but he also has a lot of heart, and he's just really, really awesome. And there's also quite a few humorous moments with Han too in the franchise, especially my favorite one is when Leia says something to him, and Chewie laughs. I think it's when she calls him a scruffy looking nerf herder, and Chewie laughs, and he says, "Well, laugh it up, furball." I just love that part. It always cracks me up. And when he says, "That's not how the Force works," in The Force Awakens, the facial expression he makes when he says it just always cracks me up and everything. And his death is one of the most heartbreaking moments in the whole franchise, and everything. But I just absolutely love Han. So he's number 4. And number 3 is Princess Leia. I really love this character. She's awesome. She kicks butt. She is heroic. She's likable. She's hot. Carrie Fisher just did such a great job playing her. I loved her, especially in the original trilogy, but I still loved her a lot in the sequel trilogy, and they gave her a really good arc in Rise of Skywalker. It was sad that Carrie Fisher didn't live long enough to film the whole movie, but they did a good job with the footage that they had and everything, inserting her in it, and it didn't feel like it was out of place or stuff to me. I thought they did a really good job with it and everything, and Carrie Fisher was just so great as Princess Leia and everything. I had one of the first toys that Star Wars toys I had as a kid was Leia in her bikini slave outfit from Return of the Jedi. And I always really liked that toy. I don't know whatever happened to it. Probably got worn out. But I just really love Leia. She's just a really likable character and everything, and she's one of the best kick butt female characters out there for me. She just is really awesome. So she's number 3, and number 2 is Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader. I really like Anakin. The prequels, he is a little bit whiny in episode 2 and everything. Jake Lloyd didn't bother me in episode 1 like it did most people. Of course, I was target audience at that time when the movie came out, so it's never really, it never has really bothered me. I never thought his acting was all that bad and everything. And I was like 7 or 8 years old when I saw this movie for the first time. So, in Phantom Menace, he doesn't really bother me. He is kind of annoying and whiny and stuff in Attack of the Clones, but Hayden Christensen was still decent enough, and I thought that, especially the scenes after his mom dies and stuff, his performance was really good in those scenes. And then Episode 3, Hayden Christensen was perfect in those. The only time that it really felt annoying and stuff is like when when some of the dialogue between him and Padme was really kind of cringy, but I thought that Hayden Christensen did a really great job making Anakin creepy during the Order 66 scenes and stuff when he goes to the dark side, and his performance in that final battle with Obi-Wan is also just as good as Ewan McGregor and everything. And then, of course, you got him in the original trilogy where he's Darth Vader, one of the greatest movie villains of all time, and probably my second favorite movie villain of all time after Joker. But I absolutely loved Darth Vader, and James Earl Jones's booming, loud, deep voice is really intimidating and everything. And one of the best scenes in Rogue One features Darth Vader, where he's in that big hallway scene and everything, and just such an awesome scene. He was. I wish we could get more movies or shows where we see Darth Vader in his prime like that and everything, and see him going all crazy. It just would have been awesome. It'd be really awesome to get to see a Vader in his prime type movie or show, and he's just easily one of my favorite characters, and he's barely number 2, but number 1 is Luke Skywalker. Like most people who grew up with Star Wars, I would consider Luke Skywalker as one of my childhood heroes. I just absolutely loved Luke as a kid. And he was another one that I had a toy of from, I think it was from A New Hope, and everything. I absolutely love Luke. He's just really awesome. And he's just such a good role model as a kid. I loved how even though he did have a little bit of dark side in him, he still kept to his word and stayed true to being a good character and everything. And I know a lot of people don't like his arc in the sequel trilogy, but personally I like that he's not the same person he was in the original trilogy. I mean, because when you're in the original trilogy, by the time it ended, he was like maybe 25, maybe, I think. I can't remember for sure, but I think he was like in his 20s, and he's in his 60s in this new trilogy. And I just I like that he made mistakes, and lost everything that he worked for in the original trilogy and afterwards. I wish we would have got to see more of the stuff from in the back and everything. I hope maybe we'll get a show or something, but I just really loved Luke and everything in both trilogies, especially the original. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. Mark Hamill is just so perfect as him and everything. So Luke Skywalker is easily number 1 on my top 20 favorite Star Wars characters. So let me know in the comments who your favorite Star Wars characters are, and hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.